what would be like the risk in um, just off the top of your head of the agent having to wait to do the in the back end, like fulfilling it for you, but then in the back, them taking a while to actually fulfill the trade on their end. Is there any risk with that, you think, or I don't know? Just wondering if that lull is something to kind of think about.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I think in solver infrastructure, like with Intents, it's typically the solver who takes the risk, not the
Okay,
user, right?
gotcha.
And basically, if the solver says, "Okay, I will take that trade," normally he would already have verified that he's able to unwind it at like at a profit, right? Otherwise, he wouldn't accept the trade in the first place. Um, Sometimes that think that might not happen exactly. He might be at a loss, but that is a solver problem to solve. Like that's why also solvers are very sophisticated players within the industry. It's not you and me. I mean, no offense. I'm not smart enough to be a solver, but these are
Yeah.
like professional market makers with tons of infrastructure who have like very dedicated teams to actually run this profitably. And that's also how fees will continue to go down because they will continue to compete on fees, which is what typically the user selects on. Like,
So when you were mentioning like at some point in the future, more people could become solvers. What tools do you think that people like you and me could have to become solvers in the future? Because obviously right now, we're not prepared for that. But if there's a future where more and more people could become solvers to make everything more decentralized, what would it take to get there?
I don't think it's that complicated either. Like in a way, like all you need is like a device
Capital.
that runs some code. Like I think it just needs people who are willing to build this type of solver infrastructure and open source it, which I think will happen. Maybe already is there. And
Okay.
then all you need is to say where your capital is going to come from, what type of risk parameters you're willing to take, what types of fees, and like I think for you and me, it will be literally we just provide compute power and assets, and we'll be able to run
That's
this.
pretty cool.
Um, yeah, absolutely. And I think even like on the capital side, like there are projects working on this where you don't even need the capital because you can borrow it, right? So
That's
as long
true.
as you have, let's say and you don't need the capital for very long in a trade like this. You literally need it for a couple of seconds. So it's like almost like you can take a flash loan almost to fulfill the user's trade. And then you profit of it and you just return the capital that you've borrowed, maybe with an interest of a very tiny amount because you borrowed it for a few seconds. But that's going to be minimal, right? So as long as your profit on that specific trade is higher than the interest cost for that very short amount of time, you can actually do these things. So I think it's going to be super exciting, but I mean, it's obviously a lot of dots to connect. Yeah.
Yeah, still some dots to connect. No, it'll be really cool. I think it'll be awesome.